I posted a question on Facebook this morning about whether it was better to be right or to be happy. And I got a variety of responses, which were pretty cool. I think most people elected for the happy as opposed to right. But there were some that went for right, and then there were some that said, well, you can do both. And I agree wholeheartedly that there are times when you can be right and happy. So the conversation kind of took a dovetail into a conversation about beliefs. Now, when we believe something really strongly, we have a sense of certainty. So it's a certainty that I think it is correct. And so we believe it, and then our worldview has that filter of our beliefs in it. Now, what I was really getting at with that question, if we relate this to beliefs again, is that sometimes it's worth questioning your beliefs. Now, I'm not suggesting that you overthink things or spend too much time in your head, but it's good to question your beliefs just to see if the beliefs that you hold still serve you, because I believe that it's a moving scale, this belief thing. And just take, for example, there was a time in our history where everybody knew with certainty, their belief, that the world was flat. And it took someone to question that belief to discover that indeed the world is not flat. Although I do have some friends who would argue that, how do I know that the world is round and that it is indeed actually flat? But that's a whole nother story in itself. I tend to take Socrates' position on this, and that the only thing that I know for certain is that I know nothing. But that leaves my mind in a questioning space. Now, as I said, there's like two extremes to this thing. Is that you don't want to be in a position where you are like questioning everything every day, all the time. You never get anything done. At the same time, you don't want to be on the other extreme where your beliefs are locked in solid, never question them, and don't know whether they continue to serve you. Because there's a lot of things that I used to believe that I don't believe anymore, just because that belief doesn't serve me anymore. It's having that flexibility. So having conversations like we have on the chat this morning and the chat here, from time to time, questioning your belief to see where that belief actually came from, and is it still valid? Does it still hold true for you? Does it still help you to be the best version of yourself, to be the most effective you that you can be? So, is it better to be right or happy? Well, the whole happiness thing is a whole nother topic. And in fact, we're doing a podcast that should go out later on today on the Havana Cafe podcast I do with Sarah. Have a listen to that if you get a chance to, because we're going to be talking about, in two parts actually, we're going to be talking about the Stoics philosophy. And I think there's some good stuff in there that helps with the be happy bit. Although I know that the way that I asked the question wasn't necessarily meant about happiness versus right. It was more of do you hold fast to your position, even though it may be making you miserable, but you're right, or being able to just be happy, even if it means that you are wrong. Anyway, that was cool. I like that. Keep them coming. If you got any more stuff you want to add to this conversation, if you didn't participate in the conversation on my Facebook profile today, then by all means hop in the conversation here. So, how would you answer that question? Would you rather be right or happy?